Hey, for lifers, this is Paik4Life coming at you for the first time in a while. I apologize for that. I've been super busy. But we're here with a kind of special figure. This is Takara Tomi's partnership with Jaxa, kind of the Japanese equivalent of NASA. And this is their Transformers Lunar Cruiser Prime. So I think this is based off of kind of a um, prototype or mock-up of this kind of lunar cruiser thing from Japan. I think it's also made by Toyota because they do have it by Toyota here, and it's an official Toyota licensed product. So kind of a cool thing. Hey, how's it going? Ridiculous, long time no talk. But I was able to get this before they even announced it in the US. I had already pre-ordered through a third party. But you can get yours through Toy Dojo, my sponsor, and for cheaper. I ended up having to pay more if I just waited a couple weeks. I could have gotten it through Toy Dojo. But yeah, the box itself is kind of masterpiece style. It's a little small, slender. You can see his robot mode up front here, as well as the alt mode, as I mentioned. Not much on the top. On the side, you get to see his robot mode. On this side, you can see his alt mode. On the back, you can see the accessories. And you can see the big picture of the moon. If you guys are doing that whole lunar eclipse thing in the northern America in the next couple of weeks, let me know. That sounds super exciting. But I'm not going to be able to make it out. You can see there's some details here. Like you actually see the matrix here. His solar panels. This kind of like, I guess, radar dish. I don't even know. I should probably have done a translate on this. But anyway, that's it for the packaging. Out of packaging, you do get a set of instructions, as well as the figure in a clamshell. I already took off the top. Where did I put the top here? But I think you get that. I think there's a top to this. Maybe not. Oh, no, I think it was held in with these kind of like plastic strappy things. So this is what you get. He comes in alt mode. He comes with the solar panels, as you see here. And then this piece, which was really hard to get out. Like, I don't know why they packaged it in such a way that it's so hard to get out. Come on now. As you can see, I'm struggling, and it's just plastic. Come on. There we go. I had to bend the plastic a bit there. And you get this little satellite dishy thing. The instructions, because it is kind of like a mainline figure. Hey, Lowell, how's it going? It is kind of a mainline figure, but so it is pretty simplified, like a Voyager style figure. You can see some of the concept art that they did here, which looks kind of cool. Oh, it's the antenna. Yeah, so satellite dish, antenna, whatever you want to call it. The instructions are pretty simple, and they show you how you can use the accessories. Not much going on here. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and attach the accessories. So the antenna slash satellite dishy thing, you just pop it on here. It is on a little set of hinges. As you can see, you can rock it forward and back. They're pinned like so. You can angle it to get signal back to Earth. Let me scooch down a bit. And then these solar panels, the way they work is they have like a tab and a slot of opposing types that you can come over here on this side. Straighten that out. And then you can go ahead and cover up the Toyota branding like so. And that's it. That's how you get them all into alt mode. Doing a quick 360. It does look really nice. It has really nice paint. Most of the figure is painted. Even the white portions, I think most of that is actually painted. It's hard to tell, to be perfectly honest, but when you compare it with some of the bare plastic pieces, like these that are ridged, I don't think they're painted. There is kind of a shinier look to them, and especially if you look underneath. I don't know what these little black details are on the back. They look like energy cells to me or battery cells to me, but I'm not sure. You have the nice logo for Toyota and Jaxa on the side here, as well as the Japanese flag, Land of the Rising Sun. Not all the paint here is actually pretty well done. There's only a couple places, and I'll show you on the knees that are kind of bad. Even these wheels are like dual painted, or at least maybe one portion is molded and one's painted. But they are actually the hubcappy type things are actually a lighter silver, and these outer tire portions are kind of gray. But yeah, the paint itself is nice. They even have small details on the headlights, Toyota branding on the front again. Look into the windshield and you see the matrix. He has a little winch on the front, more painted details. Along the bottom, you see basically the lower half, the thighs, the knees, and the hips for this Lunar Prime. Otherwise, in alt mode, these antenna thingies are super soft. Like, they're not, I don't even know if they're rubber. I mean, if they're like plastic. I think they're just straight up rubber. Not soft plastic, but actually rubber here and back here. The detail on these solar panels also look really nice. It actually looks kind of like a real solar panel. Looks like it has a little bit of depth to it with this dark bluish navy color that mimics the look of solar panels. You can actually store this. You can come back here. I don't know what this little thing is on the back, but you can go ahead and pop this up. You can pop open the trunk here. You see his arms just hanging out there. You basically can pull this out. There's a little bit of tabbing. You fold this under, and then you'll see there's a little tab right here. Right between the lower part of the knees, you'll see there's a slot there. So you want to kind of like slide this underneath, lift it up a little bit, push it back, and make sure it's slotted down there, and then you can close this up. Hey, the Titan, how's it going? Is it a backup camera? Maybe it could very well be a backup camera because, you know, traffic and parking spots are really hard to find on the moon. So the backup camera helps for sure. But yeah, that's really it for. Oh, you think this is clearly a missile launcher? Yeah, maybe these are missiles on the back. That is one thing that I found odd, and maybe not so odd because this is not this is supposed to be kind of a concept thing with Toyota. They don't have any weapons with this guy at all. You can make use of the lunar, not the solar panels as like a shield, and I guess these kind of look like weapons on his forearms when you transform them, but I don't know if that's the intention. But there's no ion blaster that you're used to. There's no really anything else. So no Energon Axe. So here he is with Masterpiece Streak, just so you can get an idea. It is quite tall. I would say almost twice as tall. And then a little bit shorter. Much wider. About 50% wider or so. The other figure that it made me immediately think of is this one that I'm still borrowing for Halius because I've been so lazy about doing reviews or so busy or both. I did a review on this. He sent me this a while ago. I need to actually send the ones I have already done reviews for back. I'm going to do that probably this week. But you can see they kind of have the same theme with the 3 wheels or 3 wheels on each side. So looks pretty cool. Has a similar futuristically look to it. I don't think that was a word. Futuristically? I don't know why I added "ly" to it, but futuristic look to it. The one downside about mine is that I actually broke it. So there's a pin joint here, and I can probably glue this back, but there's this little hinge piece that this piece actually snaps off just in case, because they probably know that this area has some stress to it, but actually before this popped off, this white piece and the pin popped off, that the plastic actually broke. So that's a huge bummer because I paid like $100 for this figure and most people are paying like $75 plus shipping. Hopefully the tips I give you will help you not break yours, but just be aware of that because when I do this transformation, I'm gonna have to take off this part and it's gonna be kind of weird, but alas, it is what it is. All right. Frankly Law says they should have made a roller, a second section that's kind of hooks up like a trailer. Yeah, that'd be cool. I also really noticed that since it's been a while since I've done a live stream, YouTube has updated. It looks like there's like more options for like filters and stuff like that. So I gotta look into this. Yeah, usually I make it pop a little bit like that, but I haven't looked into it. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. So the first thing we'll do is actually we can just do this thing here. This tabs in right there. We just want to flip this all the way around on itself. Tabs in right there. We can open up the back just like we did before. We can start transforming this. It doesn't really matter when we do this, but you basically want to use the double hinges on these small sections where the Toyota logo is. And you just want to get this fanned out of the way. Then you're going to close up the trunk. And for now, we'll just open these up. One small thing is that you actually have to angle this port for the antenna back, like so. And then we'll do the rest of this later. Next up, we'll deal with the arm section and these wheels here. So I'll show you on the side that's not broken. You basically, on this side also is a little bit unique because you have this little ported piece here. So you kind of have to pull out this port, this tab here on the front, like so. You want to pull out on this tab here, and then you're going to come down with this piece. So this is what's happening, right? So this is where why this little thin piece of plastic could have easily broken, because you have to pull it out, and then this whole section comes down. It's supposed to rotate. Come on now. So rotate it down. So just be very careful on that. So you want to rotate it down like so. Same thing on the other side, but since mine's broken, let me just pop it off for now. All right, so you want to rotate it down like this, and then you have like a double hinged waist. You want to bring that down for now. You want to split the legs. There's a tab here. It doesn't look like it should be just a pull-out tab. I don't think that is wise. You probably want to do over-under, so pull this up and tab it in like this instead of just pulling it straight out and pulling it straight together. So go like that. Split the legs. You want to undo these tabs here, which are the heel spurs. And then you want to straighten out the entire leg. When you do so, when you're done, you want to tab that into place. You'll hear a definitive click. Come to the back here. This white front wheel, you're going to actually pull around. There's a little tab that locks it into place. Rotate it downwards like so. And then you're going to swing it in to fill in the calf. Then this piece here will rotate up. There is a little slot here and a tab there. Then we want to push in, and then we're going to close this up. The instructions say to leave this heel spur out. I don't think you should do that because it's kind of ugly. I go ahead and fold it back down, but it's up to you. If you want that extra stability, I find it's completely stable without that, so I leave it as such. All right, same thing on the other side here. Just pull this straight down. Remember to click in the knee joint. We're going to untab this, rotate it down, rotate it into the leg, and then this is where you would have rotated this up on this piece. So it would rotate up like this and tab in. Let me see if I can get this done. There we go. And then fold in this flap. And as I said before, you can fold this in. All right, so that's the lower legs done. We'll go ahead and continue on with the double hinged hips. You're going to rock it forward and fold it back on itself, accordion it in on itself, like so. Lower body's done. We're going to pull out on, we want to flip these pieces down, kind of the front windshield, side windows. Go ahead and rotate the arms directly around. From here, you have actually a telescoping joint on both of the forearms for where the Jaxa logo is attached. So you want to pull out, slide it, rotate it 180, and then to collapse it. And you'll see that there's tabs that align there. Then you just want to get the shoulder oriented the correct way, rotate the forearm the right way, and then you'll rotate this piece, which kind of mimics the Optimus Prime classic smokestacks. So same thing on this side here. You want to telescope this out, rotate 180, collapse that down, rotate the shoulder all the way around, rotate the arm down, like so. Get this faux smokestack up, and now we're almost done. So this might be tabbed in, might have come off, but basically you want to pull this back. This antenna section is kind of weird. It kind of just sticks out. And I don't know why mine's already dirty, but you fold this in. And again, make sure that this is tilted backwards. You're going to raise this up. And how this works is those Toyota pieces here on those double hinges, there's a little slot so that when you come down, it kind of clips on loosely to the other portion of the backpack. And with all that done, you're going to rotate the entire backpack down on this hinge, and you'll see these tabs go into these slots here. Oh, actually, before we do that, we need to pop the head out. Sorry about that. Like that. Pop that in. And then you can deal with the chest. So the way the chest works is, it actually looks kind of cool with this the way it is. But if you want to get a little bit more optimacy in the abs, you want to lift this up, tuck in this front piece, and rotate it down. Then you can kind of get the Optimus Prime grill. You can readjust the neck panel. And with that, we have Lunar Cruiser Prime in his robot mode. With his accessories, there's a couple things you can do. You can tab these onto either the smokestacks. We'll just put it on here. This piece, you're going to want to transform it back by extending it, like so, and then kind of sort of collapsing it a little bit. And there are a couple ways that you can use this. So you can use this as a shield, like in his fist. You can go in either fist just fine. Alternatively, they say you can use this on a shoulder mount. So what you're going to want to do is with either the shoulders, you'll have this small tab here that will port in to the smokestacky thing, and you want to rotate it down 180 so it sits a little bit lower. You can rotate it higher. It just looks kind of ridiculous to have it that high, so they have you rotate it down. Lastly, what you can do is you don't get much of a what? How do you not get much of a Prime vibe? Like the lower legs, the hips. I mean, I guess and then again, you can see the matrix here. You can actually see it better underneath here, but I wish that opened up so you can actually take a better look at it. Lastly, what you can do is mount this on the backpack, like so. So there's a couple little slots here and 2 tabs here, and you can mount that like so. So you can have it on his backpack, so you can charge up like the fancy kids have these days with the solar charging backpacks, so that they keep their devices charged fully. A quick 360 of this figure. He looks quite nice. He is kind of an interesting color palette mix of the white, silver, and then the classic Optimus Prime colors of red and blue and gray, with a splash of yellow here. The forearms are kind of weird because they look more like the legs that Optimus Prime typically has. Here, let me bring out another Prime. Here's a Voyager Prime Siege. You can see like the vent kind of thing. The details are like on his arms, even though he does have the classic arrows on his forearms as well. But then the legs don't look like that. I don't know why they chose not to do that, to have the detail up there, but they did. Whoever decided to do that, they did. I think that looks kind of weird, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I guess we can do a comparison. So here he is with another Voyager figure, and then here he is with another Voyager figure. He does stand pretty tall for our modern day Voyagers. I think this is technically a leader, and he's actually oops, sorry. Probably broke something else on this figure. And he's actually slightly taller than the leader Primal here from the studio series. I don't know if it's studio series. I actually don't know if this is studio series. But yeah, that kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. One other comparison I wanted to do, just because I did a comparison with the Diaclone figure before, is a Diaclone figure. And since somebody mentioned Roller, I'll go ahead. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Yeah, I broke the panel on his leg. Yep, I already showed it off. I'll show it again in a bit. And here he is with the Roller, a Mod Fans Roller. All right, so that's really it for his robot mode aside from articulation. So we'll go ahead and talk about that. His head is on a ball joint, so you can see that there. You can see his head sculpt is pretty nice. Not overly like G1-ish. It's definitely more of a modern take, with some of the angles and so forth. But I like it. I think it looks good. It has nice silver paint on the face and the head crest, as well as the eyes. His neck panel doesn't lock into place, so you can get a little bit of that. You can look up and look all the way around on that ball joint. His shoulders, he does have somewhat of a butterfly joint, but only going backwards. That was a transformational joint. His shoulders can rotate around there, rotate up there. He has a bicep swivel. He has a single elbow bend, which you can go a little bit more than that. He has classic Voyager style wrist swivel, 180, and then standard like mainline hands with all 4 fingers being 1 mold apiece, no thumb articulation whatsoever. Like I said, he does kind of have this sort of blaster looking thing. I think they wanted to make it somewhat of a weapon, but they don't call it out as such, I don't think, in the instructions. Where else are we at? He doesn't have like a well, if you use the transformation joint, you can make it look like he has kind of an ab joint. Oops. Sorry, this piece. Yeah, this is the piece mark that broke off right there. And so I might be able to just glue it back into place. I'm hoping I can. But that literally just happened while I was transforming it back for this review. So, bit of a bummer. Toy Dojo might be able to help me out, but I'm not sure if I'll bother them with that since I did not actually get it from them. So, but yeah, those double hinges that we used on the transformation do allow you to get some ab crunch looking poses. Again, it does break up the mold a bit, but you do have that available. He does have waist swivel. It does run into the backpack a bit, so if you need to untab it if you want to get more than say like 45 degrees each way. He does have those modern cut style hips where the hip skirts kind of go in with the leg, so you can go quite far up. Not that all that far back. There's a blocker there. He goes all the way out to the side. He does have 360 thigh swivel. He has a knee bend here, and if you want, you can untab the knee. You can untab the lower knee as well, but you need to get rid of this thing. Get this out of the way. And again, this does pop off like so. So if you want a bit of a cleaner look, you can always do that. It would have been nice if they had this piece like kind of fold around his leg or something like that, but alas. So yeah, clearly they knew this might be a breakage area. That's why they made this kind of tabby thing like this, so it pops off. But mine did not pop off. It broke at this plastic piece. All right, where were we? So yeah, so you can make use of the lower knee if you want, but again, you'll run into issues with the big calves. His ankles are actually quite good. He has ankle tilt, as well as pointing down and up, a decent amount. So you can get pretty decently wide stance, probably more than you'll need, and still be flat-footed. Yeah, I mean, this is quite wide and still flat-footed, so quite stable. I think that's it for articulation, other than, you know, some of the stuff that you really won't be using for posing probably. Again, the instructions seem to indicate you leave this out, this heel spur, so you can do that, but you can see that he stands just fine without that. Although earlier I did knock him down. All right. Let's see. See if I missed any questions. I know I didn't even like give a heads up on this. Hey Grimlock, how's it going? Should have been bundled in the Requiem Blaster. I don't know what that is. Evo Fusion. Let's see here. Grimlock says, I really like this, but I want a Megs to go with them. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Hey, Frankie. Yeah, yeah. I figured that would the mentioning that I broke something would be a clickbait here. Someone has been skipping workouts. I have been skipping a lot of workouts. I'm gonna try to work out today though. I've actually injured my shoulder recently, so anyway, all right. Yeah, it is pricey for a Voyager, but it is exclusive and one that's kind of in a partnership, so I don't mind it. And it does actually feel quite nice. The only thing that I'll also say about his robot mode are the colors. So if you guys have collected Masterpiece or other figures from overseas, you know that typically they have kind of a darker color palette for Optimus Prime with a slightly darker blue as opposed to kind of like, you know, this brighter blue. Same thing with the reds. That's pretty typical. So Masterpiece figures often have that, like MP10 Masterpiece Optimus Prime, that version 2, that had darker colors in the Japanese release versus the US release, which is more kind of cartoony looking. You either like it or you don't, but just letting you know, this definitely is in the Japanese style of color palette. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy transformed back, and we'll finish off the review. All right, so let's just take off his accessory. We already took off his little solar panel thing. The easiest thing to start with is like the backpack. So first thing we'll do is just undo those kind of clips here. We'll untab the backpack, kind of unfurl everything. I don't know why they felt the need to hide a little Autobot logo here, but I did notice that a little while ago when I was transforming it. We kind of straighten all this out. We're going to deal with all this later, but go ahead and flip this out. And then again, you'll have to straighten out this peg port at some point, but it's kind of hard to do, to be perfectly honest, just because it's hard to get leverage. So we'll probably just leave it for now. All right, for the head, you're going to want to just push it back. That will help this piece kind of push forward. You only get it out about this far, and then you just want to push down on that, like so. Press this down. We'll deal with the shoulders next, so let's rotate the smokestacks down. We're going to want to rotate this all the way around until you see the back of the shoulder with the pin and these kind of tab slots here. And you want to rotate the forearm so that the outside of the vehicle is facing forward. So you're going to go ahead and telescope this joint out, rotate it 180. And then there is a tab here, so that's why we need to have that facing this way. So when we collapse it, that will tab in securely. Same thing on this side. So again, rotate the smokestack down, get the arms rotate, shoulders rotated so that the tabs are facing you, and then rotate the fist so that it's kind of like thumbs downing where the panels are here. Telescope this out, rotate it around, collapse it. When you do so, make sure it tabs into that shoulder slot. With all that done, we'll just lift this piece up and rotate the arms back into like the storage area. We're not going to take care of all this just yet. We have to do a bunch of other things. We'll go ahead and flip these panels up. I do wish that these were more secure. There's nothing that like tabs in or holds them into place, and they kind of get in the way sometimes when you're posing, but not terrible. But this one side is definitely looser. So we'll just flip those up. Now we'll deal with the legs. We'll do with the one that's not broken first, obviously. So we're going to pull this panel out, like so. We're going to open up the heel. If you closed yours, we're going to untab this. Get it down only to about 90 degrees because we're going to need that in this kind of position, not completely straight. So we'll just leave it like that. Make sure that you untab the lower knee. This one looks like it was already done. Oh, and I did want to point out, there was one section here that had really poor paint near the knee. I can't see it now. It might be because under the lights, but there was like overspray that went around the knee joint. But I guess I don't see it. Maybe it was not that bad. Or maybe I was imagining it, but I'm pretty sure that there was some overspray around here, but I'm not seeing it under my lights. In any case, forget about that. We'll go ahead and fold this around. Make sure that this... Oops. I'm so stupid. I forgot about the calf. So we have to fold this out. Rotate this around. Remember, there is a tab here, so you kind of need to pull out a little bit, and it'll lock into place. So then we can rotate this around. Sorry. When you do so, make sure the foot is straight, and it should tab into place. There we go. And then around here, this heel spur will fold around and also tab there. That's how you'll know you got that side done. Same thing on this side. Go ahead and open up the heel spur, rotate out the wheel, flip this around, and get it around so that this inner piece here clicks into place. You got to spread the leg out a little bit to make it easier for this heel spur to get through. Make sure you do that. Close up the heel spur. This piece should be facing, with this straightened out, should be facing kind of this way right now, just like the other piece. And from here, again, these two legs tab together, but again, I don't recommend doing a pushing motion. I recommend doing an over and under tab here, like so. Now we're almost done. We just go ahead and use the double hinged waist to go ahead and rock this back. Keep this up. There is a kind of a tab here that goes into this slot in the lower back, like so. I'm going to rotate this up. And this is the only part that I still haven't found a really good way to get done. When you come back here, remember we had this little peg that goes into this little hole here. It's really kind of hard to do. And I don't have a really good tip for anyone yet. I've tried a number of different ways. I've tried to go ahead and tab this front side and this panel in first and get the arms in this way second. That hasn't really worked out for me. So I'll show you real quick. So normally you would do this and there's a tab here that goes into arm, but it's hard to get that tab in because this peg gets in the way. So it's kind of a chicken and egg problem. So what I end up doing is actually trying to get the peg in first, ignoring everything else. But again, I don't have a great answer for you. I wish I did, but I've tried a number of different ways and I haven't found the best solution for this yet. So if you have this figure and you found a better way to get this done, let me know. I typically just end up trying to push this one in first, and then everything else is easier to maneuver into place like so. Oh, well, I said that and it came undone. But see, I can't just like push this in. So that's why I've tried to get this tab in first. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Any which way I can. And then I just kind of popped out again. Yeah, so this is the only frustrating part of this transformation. The other side works completely fine. You would just go this way. And since it doesn't have to deal with that other tab and so forth, you just tab here, get it underneath here, and then this tab on this side. 80 bucks Canadian ship. Nice. Transformatics. All right. That's a really good price. I think in the US, it's $75. I think Hasbro Pulse had it for a while. They're sold out now. But like I said, last I checked, which was actually last week, Toy Dojo still had some. So I don't know if they still have some by the time you guys view this. See, this keeps popping out. It's so frustrating. I don't know why they made it this way, and it doesn't articulate at all too. Like it makes it look like there's maybe like a hinge. I think, but as far as I can tell, there's no hinge here. So yeah, this is the only part that, again, this is taking me more than the entire rest of the transformation to get done. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it because I'm just getting too annoyed now. We're just gonna go ahead and close this up. These tabs on the back here, or the tab into the back of the trunk. This will kind of close up. It would probably close up correctly if this was tabbed in, but right now you can see there's a bit of a gap there. And this is supposed to come around and tab into the back, but that won't work. So yeah, I don't know the secret sauce to this one. I've tried like even just brute forcing it, but I want to be careful because this is the same section that is connected to the piece that I broke on the other side, and that was the easy side. So I don't really know why this is the case, but in any case, just in the interest of time, we're just going to leave it at that. These will tab back in here and here. This antenna piece, get that tabbed in, and that'll allow you to get that positioned the correct way, and we'll just show off the side that actually did transform just well, the broken side. With that, that is a review of Transformers, Jaxa, Toyota partnership, collaboration, Lunar Cruiser Prime. My final thoughts are, it's a cool figure. It is definitely expensive for what you're getting. You're basically paying like 75 plus for a a Voyager scale figure, but I will say it is actually, I feel like it's better quality. The overall plastic feels a little bit better. Definitely not like masterpiece quality. You don't get like the kind of nice stuff that you sometimes get with masterpiece um, figures, but it does feel quite nice. It does feel quite dense and compact as well. It feels just as hefty. I mean, I guess we can do a measurement of this actually, but it does feel closer to a masterpiece than to a Voyager, I would say, in terms of overall quality. Let's see how much he weighs. With all these accessories, he weighs, and MP Streak only weighs 4.7. So again, not double, but considerably more. That's also 228 grams versus 134. So you are paying more, but I do think it's a much higher quality figure than just your standard Voyager. So just keep that in mind. Also, it's kind of a exclusive one-off kind of thing. Again, very cool. I like the idea of it. I kind of like the partnerships that they have of this type, especially with actual vehicles or at least concept vehicles like this one. It just keeps things kind of fresh. So if you want to pick one up, like I said, Toy Doja did had some, did had some as of a couple days ago. I haven't checked this morning. Let's see if there's any questions before we sign off. Oh, hey G Tony, how's it going? Hey Anil, the maroon red looks dope. Yeah, you must be a fan of the Japanese color scheme. Yeah, yeah, I agree. A lot of folks are concerned about the price versus the size. Hey teammate, how's it going? Yeah, yeah, hurry up. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just don't know why this side won't go in. Yeah, so just be careful. Like I said, on this one piece, mine broke. I may or may not ask Toy Doja to help me out with that one. And then again, this one transformation piece, I just don't understand like how it works efficiently, like correctly. Like because it has so many over unders and competing like tabs, I just I don't even know the purpose of it because it serves no real purpose other than to frustrate you. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end the review because I'm gonna scream at this thing. So with that, hope you all have a great Saturday and Sunday. We'll be back again. My work schedule has been pretty killer, so I don't know what my schedule is gonna be like. I missed like 2 weeks in a row. I'll try to do a better job, but hopefully I'll be back with some more reviews later this week, as well as the next few weeks. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye.